My best friend in college, we lived next door to each other in the dorms, and then we were roommates. Um, and she introduced me to my husband because her boyfriend and my husband all worked together fighting fire um, with the Forest Service. And so after my husband and I got married, uh, I moved up there with them, and so we lived there, I don't know, like 2 years. And in that time, I did not fit with any of the women. So it's a remote workstation. I kind of like hyperbolically say, like, you live and work with the same 20 people. Anyway, it's really small, it's really isolated. Um, and, I don't think there was more than 100 people there, kind of a thing. Um, anyway, the women did not like me. And, and it was very cliquey. And it was like, I'm ADHD, so it was one of those, like, I don't know what I did, but whatever I did something, or I was different and enough, or they did not like me. And my best friend was kind of picked them. It was very like high school movie where you were like the weird kid and your best friend leaves you to be with the cool kids. It was like that. Like they would do like girls' nights and things, and they wouldn't, and like every woman would go, but they wouldn't invite me. Like I didn't even know they had them for a long time, kind of a thing. And so, anyway, one of the ladies got engaged, and they were doing a bachelorette trip, and I got invited, and so I was excited. I was like, hopefully we can go have fun. I can make friends with these women. Was my goal. And so we go out. I'm 21 at this point, maybe 22. It's my very first time in Vegas. And we're all drinking. And I don't know, I'm starting to feel kind of like I'm drunk at this point, right? And I'm noticing like the sideways looks and glances from people. And so I stopped drinking. And so my best friend got really mad at me because I quit drinking. And so she kept trying to get me to keep drinking. And I was like, no, I don't want to drink anymore. And she's like, well, you're no fun when you're not drinking. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to keep drinking anymore. And she's like, well, you just get really judgmental and blah, blah, blah when you're not drinking. You need to just keep drinking. And I'm not saying she was wrong, because she wasn't. But like that was my mother in me, real strong. But I also just didn't want to keep, I think I was feeling out of control. And then I was also with a bunch of people I didn't trust, right? And in a big city. And I was like, I'm alone, drunk in a big city. That feels really uncomfortable to me, right? Is kind of what it felt like. And so she's getting madder and madder at me. And we're in the bathroom. And she keeps telling me, you just need to keep drinking. You need to keep drinking. And I finally got really mad. And I was like, stop saying that to me. I'm not drinking anymore. And I kind of yelled it at her. And so then she got really mad at me and started screaming at me. And so I kind of walked off to like cool down to like another girl that was like kind of my next closest friend. And instead of her being like, hey, what happened? She was like, what did you do to her? And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything to her. I just don't want to keep drinking. And so like that really pissed me off and like made me feel even like more alone. And then it's like I took a minute and then walked back up to like all of the women, and my friend just like tore into me. And I don't even remember everything she said. I remember like some of it was about how like my husband should have left me because I'm so awful or something. And like she got like really mean. And I just remember like I immediately like started bawling, like real bawling, and ran to the bathroom. And I was in there crying for like 5 minutes or so. It was a minute. And no, then these two girls I didn't know came in, and they were like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, that was one of the most like horrible things we've ever seen. Shout out to those two. I say girls, we're all women now, but they Those were real girls, like, and they checked on me and they helped me calm down. And then they were like, they all left. And I was like, they left? And they were like, yeah, they all just left. And I was like, awesome, cool. So they helped me calm down and like kind of figure a plan. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get a cab and go back to our hotel. And so yeah, I left the bathroom. They were nowhere to be seen. And so I left and I went back to the hotel and then went to bed. They came in later the next morning. And at this point, like, we still had cell phones, like, not a call, not a text, like, nothing. And, but then they were saying, like, how I ruined the night. And, because I walked out on them and it was all my fault. And then I was like, yeah, absolutely not. So we had, like, this big fight that morning, especially me and my best friend. And then they were like, well, you need to come spend the day with us. And I was like, no, I really would rather not. Like, you guys go have fun. Like, I'm not going to come have fun with you. Like, if I come, I'm going to come and be miserable. Like, I'm not going to come have fun with you guys. And they were like, no, come. And so I went, but it was miserable. It was horrible. And so anyway, then we all fly home. I never talked to most of those women again. And then the one who was like my next best friend, she like kept coming over to my house. Like I said, we lived in the middle of nowhere. It was like one subdivision. And so she kept walking over to my house and just like would show up, which was what would happen before. But I finally had to look at her and be like, you're no longer welcome in my home. Like, what happened in Vegas was unacceptable, and you're not welcome in my home anymore. And I'll let you know if I want you in my home again. So that conversation did not go well. And then my best friend, I was supposed to be her maid of honor in like her wedding that was in like 5-6 months. And I was like, yeah, you need somebody in your wedding who can be like happy for you. And that's not me anymore. And it's like I quit her wedding, and she's the only one that I've even like semi-talked to. And we've just exchanged like a couple like text message exchanges over the last like 20 years. But that's it. So that's my like, I guess that's my like ADHD Aries. That's my cutoff game right there. Like I literally moved to get away from those bitches. I looked at my husband and I said, we either move from here or I'm moving to like the next biggest city and you can come visit me. I was like, I don't give a shit how much we see each other, but I'm leaving this place. Cause I was like, I am not living with these bitches. And I moved. So that's my cutoff game. Right there I was like, I want absolutely nothing to do with any of those women ever again. And to this day, honestly, like 20 years later in my last like 20 years of life, still some of the most horrible human beings I've ever met, all living in one place. Just like atrocious humans. It was awful. Anyway. Yeah, that's my ADHD Aries cutoff game right there. But yeah, that's like my like best of girlhood, worst of girlhood.